Now we're moving on to round 2. We have VM from Odessa commanding Rome versus Agony, Prussian Prince commanding the Lusitani. And this army. Wow. Gotcha! I wouldn't want to be Lusitani in this battle. We have 6 Lusitani nobles, 2 veteran shields. We have 4 Scutari and 1 Iberian slinger, because why not? Can't see the entire Roman army yet, but we have Socii Equites, heavy cavalry, good against Lusitani. So we have legionary cavalry, then we have the general. Let's see here, we have more Socii Equites. So yeah, we have 4 Socii, 2 legionary. Then we have veteran legionaries on the flanks. Veterans, evocati, veterans. Then we have vigiles in the center. So Rome could frontally charge with the cavalry the entire army of the Prussian Prince. I have a feeling the Prussian Prince is not going to let that happen. Lusitani wins on the charge. Rome wins if the charge is denied. And Rome definitely has the tools to deny Lusitani their charges, but if these speed bumps get removed, that is a problem for Lusitani. So once again we see the Prussian Prince splitting up and going for the flanks, keeping a holding force in the center. But when he's up against superior cavalry like this, that could prove very dangerous for him, because he's not going to be able to stop all the cavalry. And Lusitani nobles are not going to get hit by Socii Equites. They really should charge here. If they don't charge, if they just get hit by precursors, ooh, they get hit by precursors. They should really have charged in there against the Lusitani nobles and continued into these Lusitani nobles. The hit point damage would be immense. Instead, indecisiveness meant that they lost units, basically for nothing. Here we have some Socii coming up. The Scutari cavalry managed to hit the veteran legionaries as well here. And this is what we need to see. Here we have Socii Equites smashing into Lusitani nobles and not getting a whole lot of kills, but if there was a follow-up from Roman infantry here, that would be devastating. Now the Socii are not being pulled out in time. The charge bonus of these Lusitani nobles means that they will wreck Socii Equites if the Socii are left in the combat for too long. Now the Lusitani nobles are in a bit of a hotspot here up against veteran legionaries. But still the Socii are not being pulled out in time. Here we have legionary cavalry coming up against the veteran shields. Should do a fair bit of damage. But unless there is infantry support, because it's not just the cavalry charge, it's the cavalry and the infantry that does the damage. And this Scutari cavalry getting into the flanks here. Lusitani nobles fighting multiple units of veteran legionaries. There is a Lusitani noble here though. The Evocati cohort wrapping around the veteran shields. The general of the Prussian Prince is just getting surrounded by so many units here, and he's starting to drop fairly quickly. Vigiles being destroyed, but they came back, so they could support here. Again, the Socii Equites being left in for too long. The way to use cavalry here is to send them in, knock down, pull out. Keep doing that. No, don't leave squishy cavalry units like the Socii in combat for too long. And the same with Scutari cavalry. They just cannot be left in combat with these strong melee units for too long. They will just die. But cycle charging becomes very effective with heavy cavalry. But now the general of the Prussian Prince, he is losing decisively here. Because he's up against all of these Roman units that do well in prolonged melee. The general and bodyguard of Rome I mean, getting a charge in here against the Lusitani units would be very useful indeed. Over here we have multiple Roman units, and they, if we have several units of Evocati like this, they will destroy Lusitani nobles. Now we have Scutari cavalry exhausted, chasing after the fresh general bodyguard. The general bodyguard will be able to get away. Vigiles against Scutari cavalry, that is one unit they can get some kills against. The veteran shields get hit by a cavalry charge by depleted Sushai. It isn't Attila level carnage, but it's pretty bad for them. Here the Lusitani nobles will die. The veteran legionaries able to move out. This Scutari cavalry just hanging around, getting their wind back. Another Scutari cavalry charge into the back of Evocati. Evocati don't care as much as the squishy Lusitani units. But going up against Rome is difficult for Lusitani, because Rome needs to stop a few charges and then Rome wins. But that wasn't done too effective here. The general of the Prussian Prince, though, about to bite the dust. He could still win this flank. I don't think the Prussian Prince's general has died just yet. He's sort of jogging off the field here. So he might. It's going to take some time moving off the field here, but it looks like this general and bodyguard is being sent to attack. Oh no, they decided against it. But yeah, in this scenario, attacking the Lusitani nobles that have shattered, that's a good thing, because now the Prussian Prince isn't going to get the penalty for his general dying until this general has jogged all the way across the field, and that's going to take a few minutes. There are many units, Roman units, running into support now, but it looks like these Roman units are going to die, and as long as these Lusitani units are going to be able to charge these Roman units, the Roman units don't stand much of a chance, and it looks like that is exactly what's going to happen now. The Lusitani are going to be able to clear the blob, get in a second time, and that is not something Rome wants to deal with. The general bodyguard is dropping. The Prussian Prince is doing a good job here in surrounding the general bodyguard. He has nowhere to go. Although these units are exhausted, they're going to hit charge speed. They're going to hit the general's bodyguard. And yeah, the general of Rome is dead now. The Lusitani units are going to be free to start charging these units. And the Lusitani general isn't actually off the field yet. He's slowly making his way towards the red line while his army is winning the battle for him, essentially. So we should see now the second charge of the Lusitani just destroy these veteran legionaries. There's not much the veteran legionaries can do at this point. They're going to get destroyed by infantry to the front. They're going to get hammered by cavalry in the rear, and that's going to be it, really. Let's see here. Yep, the veteran shields charging in from all sides. The Evocati will get smashed very quickly. Almost full strength Lusitani noble with 200 kills. That's a good number. And yeah, the veteran legionaries now will die now. So somehow the Prussian Prince managed to pull this off, getting a very high amount of kills. And yeah, the Roman infantry, although it does a good job here, the cavalry support wasn't on point. There were a few very important moments where VM could have charged in and supported that fight with infantry, but since the infantry support didn't come and the cavalry was left in for too long, the Prussian Prince's very high attack high charge infantry carry the day for him. Strength and honor.